Hi everyone, welcome back for another process video. So this is, again, I'm using the Doodlebug So Much Pun, and this is one of the mini kits that I made out of that collection. And you can see there I just left everything on the counter or on my desk so that you could see all the supplies I was going to use that I put with this mini kit. So basically this was the kit with all the band-aids and medicine, and there was some chicken soup cans for when, basically the feel better type of stuff. And this pattern paper on one side had a bunch of pills, and on the other side you can see had these band-aids. So I cut off 2 strips of just the band-aids, and then I cut a larger piece of the pills, you can see, that I am placing down here. And I don't believe I inked any of the edges. I decided this time I wasn't going to ink any of the edges. I didn't know if I wanted brown or black, and I just kind of went with the flow this time. So the picture that I'm scrapbooking is when my son had to have surgery on his ear, and so I thought these would be pretty good to go with that. And then also I added in this collection a border strip that you can see that I put along the bottom that had from the border strip page, where the whole page is just border strips. So and then here I'm showing you, somebody was asking me, these are the mini perfect layers, and I hope you can see, if you want to pause the video, if you want to look up the numbers. I'm not sure where in the world you would even be able to find these, but I was at a Creating Keepsakes convention one time, and one of the vendors was selling these. So I just happened upon it. It was just a couple items that they had. They sold a whole lot of other stuff. I have no idea the vendor. It was a very long time ago, but yeah, I really like these rulers. So this is a 5x7 photo, and what I was saying, that strip came from the paper that has all the border strips that you can cut apart. So I added my 5x7 photo to the layout, and I really like how this is going so far. I like how this layout turns out. I'm not crazy about the title 100%, but for the most part I really like this layout. So I didn't really want to add, I wasn't sure about like the tissues or the get well soon. I don't know, I kind of felt like those are maybe more geared towards somebody being sick. But I did like these pill bottles. Sometimes you get medicine when you have surgeries. I can't remember if he did or not, but anyways, I thought it was cute anyway. And so again, with this layout, I like the idea of having these smiley faces popping out from behind things. So I put that medicine bottle like he was peeking out from behind the photo, and I really like that. So that started my cluster on the left, and then I added this same thing with this medicine bottle on the right hand side. I decided to go ahead and snug him behind the photo so he looked like he was peeking out on the right hand side too. And so I'm going to glue these down, but you will see me mess around with them in just a moment. My goal is I did want to journal on this page. I wanted to make sure that the journaling got on this page, and I talked a little bit about where he was and what was going on. And so I'm going to get out some journaling cards, and I actually messed up on the first journaling card that I got out, and so I had to redo it. I am going to stop the video so that you don't have to watch me do all my journaling, but these are some 3x4 journaling cards that Technique Tuesday used to sell, and they were by Ellie Edwards, and I really like these. I've used these a lot, and I bought a lot of packs of them back when they were selling. I don't know if they're still available. You can check their website, but one thing I am doing, oh, sorry, I should have known that was going to happen, right? Anyways, so what I am doing is I'm just trimming off a little bit of the edge after, because there was kind of like a grayish border behind it. I don't know, I just kind of wanted a little bit less of a white border around that whole journal box. So here's where I took the Band-Aid and the medicine back up, because that journaling card ended up going up higher than I had the cluster originally. So I just moved everything up a little bit, and I also changed it so that one medicine bottle wasn't peeking out from behind the photo anymore. It kind of worked better with having it on top, and forgive my messy hair. So now what I'm doing, if you saw my other video, I put some of the tacos and stuff on top of the pattern paper in the background, and so I'm kind of doing the same thing with these enamel shapes. I took the pills and I found the colors that they matched on that background pattern paper piece, and they're a little bit smaller, but it's not that noticeable, but I really like just a little bit of added interest that it gives. And this layout, I think I finished in about a half hour minus the journaling. That took just a few extra minutes, not that big of a deal, but something was throwing me off about the whole layout, and so I am going to get out my, first I think I'm going to look at, oh, I did decide to move on to the title because I was kind of thrown off by the whole thing, so I thought maybe if I added my title. And originally I got out a bunch of black thickers because I was thinking my journaling, I wrote my journaling in black, so maybe the black thickers would work. But then I kind of just wasn't too sure how, I didn't feel like they went really well, and I think maybe it was possibly the brown. I'm adding a black heart to see if maybe adding black on somewhere other than the title would help, but I just wasn't liking it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try my red stickers. And what I'm showing you here is this is the only sticker, alphabet sticker. You guys know this year I have made it a goal to use up my alphabet stickers, and this is the only sheet of stickers I have purchased this year. And I did so because I knew I wanted to use, I have this sheet somewhere but I can't find it, so that is the only reason I bought this one. When I went to do the ketchup page where my daughter sees him drinking ketchup through the straw, which is a few videos back if you haven't seen that one, I went to use these and I couldn't find them anywhere, and so I decided that was the only one I bought. But I'm pretty proud of myself. There's been a lot of really cute thickers that have been released this year, but I've decided no, I'm not going to buy any of them. So anyways, I just added my title, and it's a little bit hard. It's in person, you can read it a little easier than you can on the video, but it does say ear surgery, and so this is mostly what the layout is going to look at. I did add a little cluster on the bottom left or right hand side of the journaling, you can see there, and I added an epoxy band-aid. There is that little red box. It came from the 6x6 cut apart sheet of all little boxes, and I added that on there, and then on the band-aid that was on that box I just added one of those enamel shapes on it. And so I'm adding some of these enamel circles around just to try to add just to try to give like a triangle. It didn't really have a visual triangle on here. I wasn't too worried about it. It does have a little bit of visual triangle, but I feel like there's almost 4 clusters instead of just 3. But I didn't really care. If you know a few videos, I've mentioned that I'm trying to break out of the whole thing that says you have to have a visual triangle. I'm just trying to play and have fun a little more. So there were these white pill stickers and die cut pieces, so I decided just to go ahead and add those around. Like I said, I don't remember if you even had to take pills, but I don't care. It kind of goes with the whole theme of everything, and it's just a cute page anyway, and I got this layout scrapbooked. And like I said, I mean, he's 14 now. I can't even remember the date of this page now, but it's been quite a while ago, so I'm glad that I got it scrapbooked. And I'm just adding a few more things around. I decided to add one of these other shaped pills in each cluster area, and I popped those up with some foam tape, and I feel like that really helps add just a little bit of something to each cluster. And sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. I have this video going a little faster than my other one, so I'm gotta keep up. Anyway, so I am just playing around because I'm trying to use up a lot of the embellishments because I only had one other idea for these pattern papers. Well, I actually kind of had 2, but you will see in the next video what I do with that. So I still felt like it needed something, and so I wanted to see, and you know, again, I've been on the kick of mounting my entire layouts on some cardstock or pattern paper. So right now I decided I'm trying a couple colors. I first tried yellow just to see, but it didn't work, and then I thought looked through some of my blues. I thought maybe this blue, I believe this is a Stampin' Up! Pattern paper, but the blue was just too muted against that other bright blue in the papers. So I thought about a darker blue, and that didn't really work. It was kind of just the blue color was off. And so now I'm going to pull out my teal cardstock, or I have some in my desk, some cardstock and pattern papers, and then I have some elsewhere. I can't fit them all in my desk. So I finally found this one pattern paper or piece of cardstock, and I don't know who it's by. I think it's just a piece of cardstock, no big deal. And I really like the way that mounting it looks. So I'm just trimming a little bit off of each edge, and that is pretty much going to be my layout. I had to move these peel stickers because I didn't want to chop them in half. And then this must have come from like a rip apart book, maybe from Michael's or something. I can't, like the book of cardstock pieces or whatever, because there was a little bit of a roughed edge as though it had been taken out of one of those paper packs. I guess that's what everybody calls them. So I just trimmed that tiny bit off of the teal colored cardstock, and then I'm going to use my scrappy tape to glue down the entire layout. And I'm really glad that I added this background because I feel like it finished off the layout and just gave that little bit of extra of what I needed. And so that is my layout. I hope you guys like this. I hope you're feeling inspired to use this Doodlebug So Much Fun paper. And there is one shot of the entire layout at the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.